He's an author, writes many articles in the Gleaner. Now we're taking the Reverend Dr. Devon Dick's third book off the shelf, Enduring Advocacy for a Better Jamaica. Good morning. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It's morning time.
Good to be here.
It's a collection of conversations. That's what it's called. What inspired this third book?
I wanted to have a compilation of the better articles that I've written over the years for the Gleaner.
Yes.
I started to write with the Gleaner from 1995.
Wow.
And these articles are from 2001 to 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It is easier to retrieve when you have it in a book form. Sometimes you forget what has been written. And students can use it, policymakers can use it as for easy reference.
Mm-hmm. It's segmented in 7 chapters, I'll call them.
Indeed.
Talk to me about them and what determined these 7. First of all, it starts off with it's personal.
Right. You would call them human interest stories,
Mm-hmm.
persons who have been influential in my development, including my parents,
Mm-hmm.
including my wife,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
parents Cynthia and Willard Dick.
Mm-hmm.
I also dealt with righteousness in terms of religion, Christianity, how the spiritual values can help to facilitate a better Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Also dealt with
Sports.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I enjoy playing sports and watching sports. Yesterday I was playing in the football match for
Jackie Bell. Yes.
And Zadie.
Yes.
And never was in the stands watching me play.
Yeah.
So I love sports and play the lawn tennis and table tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Play table tennis for Calabar at a high level.
Okay.
Also, yes, and also the issues dealing with justice.
A lot of issues dealing with justice. Yes.
And the economy.
Economy. This morning we were talking about accountability. You have do the honorable thing, and there's a celebration of Jamaica's heritage.
Right.
As well. So it's a real mixture of just about everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And you notice that in celebrating Jamaican history, an article I had written 15 years ago, I had asked for statues to be erected for Nanny.
Yes.
Nanny is our only national heroine, and there's no statue for Nanny.
Nanny.
The Maroons play a significant role in the fight for freedom for our country, so we should have a statue for Nanny. There's no statue also for George William Gordon. There's a bust, and there's the House of Parliament named after him, but we should have a statue for him too.
It demystifies who she is, because even though people are still saying she's not real, even though history and historical documents prove that she is. So you are correct. It does.
Brathwaite mentions 3 historical records about Nanny, but you're right. I've heard even a parliamentarian questioning 2 years ago whether she was a real person.
Right.
And those who say that she's real, they have certain myths about her, how she used her bottom to catch bullets, which is just crazy.
It.
But she was really outstanding for a female to be a leader, to outsmart, outthink, outfox the British Army. And also, not only was there armed resistance, but she was able to negotiate. She had discussions, debate, and then sign a treaty in the 18th century. So it shows that
arguably,
wise lady.
One of the only female military leaders in this hemisphere in her time, and possibly why we have the World Heritage Site in Jamaica. So there's so much
over
more about her.
The might of the British, and also can move from armed rebellion, armed struggle, to peace treaty.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What you're saying is important, Reb, because I often say we don't capture our stories and the greatness that we have and our heritage. And this captures some of that. Who are you hoping will be your audience for a book like this?
Well, I'm hoping that students at the university will look at the book and examine the book. Ordinary Jamaicans, it is written in easy, simple language. Hopefully our policymakers, influencers, people in the media, politicians, business persons, hopefully like playwrights. Some playwrights would use this book to make a play, satirical play.
Yes,
Perhaps
points
even
of
Dale can
reference.
do that.
Well, the first thing that I see right here, the editor has some picks. And one of the picks that I found interesting was something that you wrote in February 2015, change King's House to Paul Bogle House.
Right, there should be some. Paul Bogle was a campaign manager for George William Gordon.
Yes.
George William Gordon had lost the election in 1840s, and it was when Paul Bogle was his campaign manager in the 1860s that he won. Paul Bogle had Negro settlements. He was a leader of the church, and he was the one who led the protests. So I'm saying that since you have Gordon House named after
George William
George
Gordon.
William Gordon, you could name King's House after Paul Bogle. And we need to move away from the chauvinist thing, King's House. You know, why not Queen's House? In any case, we must move from this monarchy imagery and affirm our own national hero, such as Paul Bogle.
It's like you say we continue to venerate foreign heroes
Right.
to the exclusion of those of African origin who laid the solid foundation for political independence and our freedom. And you see that as a major problem here in Jamaica. You see, part of the thing I say, Reb, is that people want heroes. They want people that they will look up to, and if we don't fill that gap, they will fill it for themselves.
Right, and you know that still persons would prefer to get a knighthood from Britain rather than to get a OJ or OM from here.
Yeah.
So they venerate foreign even more than they appreciate our own national awards.
Yeah, yeah. There's commentary and critique on each. I see Garnet Roper here talking about the quality, the breadth of interest, depth of reflection, and constancy and consistency of the columns over the 20-year period. It's not easy to write over 20 years. Rev, what drives it? It must be a passion for advocacy that drives this. What drives the writing? What inspires it?
You know, and it started from my school days at Calabar High School. If you look in the 1980 magazine, I wrote a letter to the then editor, Douglas Lawton. And it is always wanting to see better,
Yes.
wanting for us to be better and to do better. And whenever I see that that is not there, there's a drive to write about it. You know, I believe in equality of all and justice for all, that all persons must be treated fairly. So if you see injustice and inequality, you have to say something. You have to advocate for and on behalf of those who are voiceless. You know, those are victims.
Yes, yes. I like it. I think it's going to spark some debate. And I think everyone should have a copy. Where do we find it?
You'll find it in Kingston Bookstore and any other good bookstore. They would have it.
Is it online?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, so they should just check out the bookstores and they'll find it. But congrats on it. And thank you so much for coming in and speaking to us about it.
Thanks for having me.
Reverend Dr. Devon Dick, author of Enduring Advocacy for a Better Jamaica. When we return, we celebrate with a national awardee from the class of 2019. Stay with us.